If you're bored writing your scene, does that mean your readers will be bored reading it? Hi, my name is Jessica Lemmon. I am the best-selling romance author of 48 books and counting. I am a writing mentor and a dog mom. I know what it's like to stare at a page and think, this is not working. I've been there even recently while writing my latest novel, Bad Boy for Hire, which is number 48. If it can happen to you while writing your 48th book, it can happen to you at any time during your career. This isn't a new writer problem. In fact, it's not really a problem. It's simply part of the process. You and I, we are not going to fight it, my friend. We are going to trust the process. So if you're yawning while drafting, rest assured I have a few tricks up my sleeve to help you shake yourself awake. Recognizing the messy middle. If you know your word or page count, it should be pretty easy to spot when you're in the middle. Many writers hit a wall while they're in the messy middle. By the time you have set up your initial conflict, introduced your characters, maybe they've kissed, maybe they've done something more, you might find yourself asking, now what? The middle can feel like I do when I don't have my glasses on. Everything is a little bit blurry, okay, a lot blurry, and what I planned in my synopsis isn't always lining up with what's happening on the page. You are not alone. Let's discuss those tricks I have up my sleeve and see what we can do about them. Trick number 1, plan some activities. An easy way through this is to give your characters plenty to do. Think of your scenes as more than just backdrop, but what your characters would actually be doing in their lives. When I wrote my book, Return of the Bad Boy, I scheduled in Asher Knight's life as a rock star. We had band practice, which gave us time to meet all the guys in the band and watch them interact. We had a summer beach party, complete with a light love triangle and a super sexy scene I was really excited to write. I also included, of course, a boat ride. We are on the lake after all. But each of these events were more than just scenery. They gave my hero and heroine, Asher and Gloria, moments together. There was conflict, there was longing, there were sexy times. These moments for your couple can lead to sparks or arguments or something else as you take them through the character arc that you designed for them. So ask yourself, what would your characters have on their calendars or in their planners? And then put them in the same space together and see how they react. In my latest book, Bad Boy for Hire, different series, same town, it's autumn. So a scene with Xavier and May going to the Harvest Festival was a no-brainer. I even had Asher Knight perform on stage. But what did this do beyond give me a chance to insert a cameo in Evergreen Cove? A moment for May to find out something Xavier didn't tell her, and then let them deal with that in front of their friends, in front of a crowd. So this scene isn't about warm apple cider or pumpkin-scented candles. It's really about what's happening in between two characters who are navigating the situation that I've put them in. Trick number 2, relevant characters. Don't forget your secondary characters. I have a blog that goes deeper on this topic, so I'll be sure to share a link with you as well so you can read up on it. Your hero and heroine do not live in a bubble. In one of my books, Once Upon a Billionaire, Nate's family and Vivian's coworkers were essential to showing us who these characters really were. Think about your own life. Who are your co-stars? Do they show up daily? Is there a best friend, a barista, a parent or sibling that makes a recurring appearance? Giving your secondary characters lots of layers and depth will allow your hero and heroine to shine. These extra characters are way more than extras. They can also trigger your heroine's fears or show the softer side of your hero. Trick number 3, let them breathe. In romance, especially, conflict is what drives the story, but your characters can't be battling it out 24/7. I am a huge fan of the Lord of the Rings movies, and I remember watching the behind-the-scenes videos and learning about what Peter Jackson called battle fatigue. That's when the action is actioning and won't stop. The viewer, or in our case, the reader, is gonna need a moment to breathe. So let them have one. Let them relax into the story a little bit. I'll give you another example from one of my own books. In Temporary to Tempted, Andrea and Gage pretend to date, and her family's presence adds humor, warmth, and more pressure. Family, am I right? Giving your characters breathing room allows them to reveal truths they might not share if they were constantly armored up. Trick number 4. Ask yourself if you're bored and why. And that second part is the important part. If you're bored writing it, if it feels like you're going through the motions, chances are good that the scene isn't that interesting. I will add this caveat. After 5 read-throughs of the same book, sometimes everything I wrote feels boring. So give yourself grace. Trust the past version of you that made good decisions. Trust your instincts. If your mind wanders, ask, is this scene about the poker game, or is it about my hero confronting his deepest fear? Sometimes it takes the eye of a skilled editor, or even just stepping away from your manuscript and coming back fresh the next morning to see what you're missing. And trust me, I have deleted entire chapters. I have deleted entire characters whose presences were dragging down the story. Merciless, I know. Inside the Lemmon Society, we talk about these common everyday writer struggles, the messy middles, the rewrites, the places where you can't see your own blind spots. And I host a live Zoom call once a month where you can ask me anything and get guidance. It might be just the thing to help you out of your own plot knot. I'll leave a link for the Lemmon Society below. Trick number 5, keep going. I end almost every audio from my Pep Talks album with those 2 words, keep going. There are so many writers who have abandoned their books because they felt stuck. Please don't do that. Remember when I said trust the process? It's not always a clean process. It's not always a straight line. It's called a messy middle and a shitty first draft for a reason. But here's the good news. You can fix a shitty first draft. A blank page is impossible to edit. Keep going also means you get to take a break. Sleep on it. Stop trying to solve it all in one sitting. But do come back after you've gained some perspective or watched a live teaching lesson on Zoom with an author who's been there 48 times before. There are a few of those 48 books I've written that I wanted to give up on. They are all published. On the other side of the struggle of the first draft or the second draft could be your reader's favorite book. It could be your favorite book. It's called growth, and we all go through it. So finding a scene boring is more of a clue than it is a curse. If you've tried reworking the setting, then maybe add a new character or get rid of one. Or give your hero and heroine a moment to stop snapping at each other. And don't try to make it perfect the first time. Sometimes rewrites are entire chapters, but most of the time rewrites are just a few sentences strategically woven in. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe for more writing tips and behind the scenes looks at my author life. If you're wanting to take your writing to the next level, come join us in the Lemmon Society, where you can access Pep Talks, live calls for Q&A, and so much more. Check below for all the links to all the things. And remember, keep going.